What's up guys, VitalSyntax here, and recently I've done a couple of videos about the Battlefield 4 field upgrade system. And in this video I want to go over specifically 4 of those upgrades that recently Alan Kurtz, who's one of the lead gameplay programmers for DICE working on Battlefield 4, detailed in a battle log or Battlefield blog post. There'll be a link in the description if you want to read through the full thing. But specifically, we're talking about the armor specialization, reduced fall, quick unspot, and stealth, which are 4 of the new specializations that are going to be in the new field upgrade system for Battlefield 4. Now, if you don't know what field upgrades are, maybe you should check out one of my 2 previous videos that go over the basics of field upgrades and how they're different from Battlefield 4 or Battlefield 3's specializations. And there'll be links in the description as well as during the outro of this video if you want to check those out. So first, let's talk about armor and how it works in Battlefield 4. Now, I think this is going to be the most controversial one because it has to do with modifying a player's health or modifying a player's resistance to damage, because it does not increase your player's overall health. What it does do is it adds more resilience to damage in the chest hitbox area. So you take less damage if you get shot in the chest than somebody that doesn't have the armor specialization. Exactly how much, it's probably a percentage, but we don't know the exact amount. So if you do get shot in the leg, the stomach, the waist area, the arms, or the head, this armor field upgrade does nothing. It doesn't help you out in any way, shape, or form. The main reason that they added this is to prevent one-hit kill snipers in close quarters combat for people that are using this upgrade, because they are doing some buffs to the sniper rifles, and you don't want to have people quick scoping and no scoping and turning it into a more run and gun type of first-person shooter. Like Call of Duty, I think, has a pretty good system for this with the snipers in general, and they want snipers to be more of a medium to long range role. And this specialization is going to prevent players with bolt action snipers or sniper rifles that do a lot of damage from getting one-hit kills, because in close quarters a one-hit kill chest shot will be a one-hit kill. But if you get a headshot, it's going to be a one-hit kill. So anyway, let's move on to reduced fall. So essentially, the way they summarize this is if you fall out of a second-story building without this specialization, you're going to take 25 points of damage. If you fell out of a third-story building without the reduced fall specialization, you take 50 points of damage. If you have the specialization on and you fall out of a 2-story building, you take 0 damage. But once again, if you fall out of the third-story building, you're still taking 50 points of damage. So it's not a percentage that decreases the amount of overall damage you take. It essentially means that you can fall from larger or higher heights without taking any damage. But once you reach, like a 3-story building or higher, you're still going to be taking the same amount of damage as you would if you didn't have the specialization. All right, next is quick unspot, and it sounds exactly how it works. Essentially, by default, players are spotted for 7 seconds. So whenever you press Q on your keyboard, whenever you press back on a controller, it's going to spot that player on your screen for your enemy or your allies to see for 7 seconds. Now, if you continue to look at that player or you continue to track that player on your screen, it's going to stay for longer. But let's say you spot him and then look in another direction, he's going to say, or he goes around a corner, he's going to stay spotted for 7 seconds. If you have the quick unspot specialization, then your spot is going to last for 5 seconds. So let's say somebody else spots you, you run out of the corner, you have the specialization, it's going to only stay on the enemy's screen for 5 seconds instead of 7. And lastly, we have stealth, which has to do with how motion sensors or motion detectors like the tugs, the MAV, or the motion balls work. Essentially, by default, if you're crouched or prone, you're not detected by these motion sensors. But if you're standing and walking or sprinting, you are detected. Now, with the stealth specialization, you're not detected while walking. But if you're sprinting, you're still going to be detected. So it allows you to be a little bit more mobile, walk around in areas that might have motion balls, tugs, or MAVs that are going to be spotting you. And if you have this perk, you're going to be able to stay off the enemy radar a little bit more easily. So anyway, that wraps up the 4, I think, most confusing or some of the newer specializations for Battlefield 4. And I'm really curious how armor is going to end up working out, if they're going to have to do tweaks or balances to it later on in the game. It doesn't really sound like that bad of a specialization in my eyes, But it might be frustrating for people, and I don't know exactly how it's going to work with non-sniper rifles. I mean, I addressed the idea of preventing one-hit kills with snipers, but how is it going to work out with assault rifles like machine guns, shotguns, and all those other things? So anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to leave a like or a favorite, and if you're new around here, feel free to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.